This is long. Well, let's start.
My name is Abe. I was employee of
I'm
the
Fox.
year.
This is Dead Meat.
Now,
40 kill
Dead
count.
Meat.
Let's go.
Pull a gun on me again and you're dead meat.
Dead meat! You might actually beat me. You really think so? Hell no! You're dead meat.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite
Soren, what in the absolute hell are you wearing, man?
horror video games, and show you how they were made. I'm Zoran, Big Dad Wolf Gavoyich, and today we're looking at The Quarry, released in 2022. Developed by Supermassive Games, The Quarry is the spiritual successor to their 2015 hit Until Dawn. Once again,
Not
following
really.
a group of teens thrust into a horror movie scenario, with branching paths and player decisions deciding who lives and who dies. Only instead of old friends in a snowy lodge running around in towels, The Quarry follows a group of counselors on the last day of camp running around with no towels. This time around, the cast
No
is a mix
towels!
of fresh yet
Ah!
recognizable faces and bona fide horror vets, all of whom were digitally scanned and motion captured their performances with the utmost level of professionalism. Until Dawn's director Will Biles and writer Graham Resnick returned to helm the project, this time
Huh, that's
accompanied
good.
by co-writer Alex Farnham, who would go on to work on the Dark Pictures game The Devil in Me. Like most horror or video
Huh, I
game
think I've heard
sequels,
that
The
one.
Quarry can feel like a rehash of its predecessor. It's got a lot of the same mechanics, fake-out slasher elements, hell, even the monsters
hell
look
is
pretty
that?
similar. But far from being a carbon copy, I think The Quarry is actually an improvement in every way. First off, it looks gorgeous. Hell, they even made these close-up characters.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, sorry for pausing. If I remember correctly, I believe maybe the monster in the quarry was meant to be a werewolf.
Menus just to show off their tech. I mean, look at these pores. Look at them! And sure, it's not exactly fair to dunk on a 10-year-old game like Until Dawn, but The Quarry looks just as good as that game's 2024 remake, even when it glitches.
You goddamn piece of shit!
Secondly,
Whoa, what the-
these
oh.
characters are just so good. Each and every one of them, from the smaller supporting roles to the villains, have a lot more depth revealed over the game. And thirdly, the writing in this game is hilarious.
If anyone here had a podcast about them, it'd be me.
Yeah, if there was a podcast called How to Look and Smell Like a Bat.
Of course, I might be
So
biased
bad.
because I got to play this entire game with my work friends. That includes Bella, Michael, Ben, Addison, Tim, and briefly Josh. Sorry you had
Aw.
to work on Silent Hill while we played games, bud.
It's a living.
And this was all thanks to
Literally.
the new co-op Wolfpack mode, which allowed the Dead Meat team to vote on decisions, and whether I agreed or not, I followed the majority rule, with all of us joining in a Wolfpack howl on unanimous votes.
Okay, I
You
can
of course
respect
watch
that.
the entire 4-part playthrough on the Dead Meat Presents channel for free, and you'll get the full experience, including the annoying clicking on the screen to direct my attention dots.
Can I get one click out?
You guys, you know what you can do right now? Get your clicks out. Everybody click on the screen. Yeah. As with Until
I may
Dawn,
actually
I'll
watch
be
that
counting
for
my
fun.
specific canon playthrough. That means no restarting, no guides, whatever happens, happens, and whomever dies, dies. And that's final. And since player deaths are permadeaths in this game, I'll be
Oh,
bringing back
yikes.
the Butchered Butterfly Award for the best multiversal mutilation. And now we can,
Oof, well that's gonna be
Shit.
something.
I lost my train of thought. I don't know what to do next.
Player deaths are permanent. Take off pants. Why is that an option?
Oh, right. Sponsor segment. Here I go.
Oh, let's see who it is.
Hello. Didn't expect to see me today, did you?
Not at all.
Well, since our last sponsor session, I've gotten glasses. Tell me, have you gotten any new accessories?
It's been a little. What the? Why is that an option?
Ah, everyday earbuds classics from today's sponsor, Raycon. And now, enjoy the Kill Count. Can our campy counselors all survive this quarry story? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Let's go to the kills.
The game begins with an opening credite sequence.
Credite.
Oh, look, it's
I
Laura
get
and
that.
Max. Two camp counselors headed to Hackett's Quarry, the summer camp where they work. They're arriving a day
That's why you're dressed like that. You're mimicking her.
early, or at
The
least
pink
they
hat
would be
gave it
if
away.
Max wasn't as clueless as Scott Pilgrim.
Begins with an L, like the L word.
Lesbians?
lost, Max. We're lost.
Their bickering is interrupted when Max swerves to avoid something, or someone, running them off the road. Thank God we don't end up in Silent Hill, just a ditch where Max tries to fix his ride. Laura's flashlight
damn it.
skills are just absolute garbage, so she leaves to investigate a strange sound in what social media manager Michael thought was the actual quarry.
You know what a quarry looks like?
I don't have a single goddamn clue.
This is
We
not
find
a
a
quarry
poster
at
for
all.
a traveling freak show called the Harem Scarum, featuring a fortune teller we saw earlier as an apparition in the back of Max and Laura's car. I wonder what that's
Oh.
about. And there she is again. Go in again.
Man, she's everywhere.
Laura books it
That's
out
an
of the
active
jump scare
ghost.
ditch back to the car, only to be accosted by the local sheriff Travis Hackett, played by Ted Raimi. Damn, Ted, you are
Whoa.
looking real creepy. Oh,
I think the glitzing helps.
Ted was last seen on the kill count in Intruder and has been seen all over his brother Sam's Evil Dead franchise. Actually surprised Max didn't recognize him, since he seems to be a fan.
You've seen Evil Dead, right?
Travis warns the kids
Seen Evil
against
Dead,
heading
right?
to the camp with
Yeah.
the creepiest pencil lick ever.
What
was
the hell
just
was that?
Travis licks pencils creepily or something like that. I remember playing it the day and I was like, this is horrible.
He tries to deliverance them
Creepily
from evil,
creepily
suggesting they
licks
stay the
pencil.
night at the
Disgusting.
Harbinger Motel, which they do not do, heading to the camp anyway. Arriving at Hackett's Quarry, founded by American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson, it seems pretty devoid of life,
Doesn't kill you,
outside
makes
of
you
the
stronger.
shirtless, darkened shape in the lodge's basement. Thinking someone might be trapped, Laura and Max break in, and we get
Oh,
one of my favorite
done
shots
stuff.
of the game. Major props to director of photography Amrit Bajwa, who was able to shoot the game with a screen he could move around the environment like an actual camera. Each scene was
Oh, that
then
is
lit to
awesome.
be shot from any angle by lead lighting artist Thomas Jalul, using deep shadows and textures inspired by Caravaggio paintings.
I never in my life thought that I would say the best lit production I was ever on was a video game.
They find the remains of an animal, and that looks like a head, so per Outlast rules, it's counted. And it's later revealed to be the camp mascot, Ian the sheep.
Oh,
As the
so you're
camera
counting
hitchcocks,
animals?
Max gets knocked off screen
Oh,
by
no.
a shirtless jumping shape. When asked whether to save our now bloody air buddy, our wolf pack was shockingly split down the middle. But I
Oh,
took care.
crap.
We're helping Max. You monsters.
And looks like we made the right choice, since
Split.
he's gonna be all right. Psych!
Nope.
Was a show he was on. Before Laura can go after him, she's injected
gone.
with some drugs. In the back of her skull? Alright. Her
Oh.
drug and body pusher
gotta
is
hurt.
Travis, who shoots at the shirtless off-screen shape in the basement.
Does this look like the goddamn Harbinger Motel to you?
No, but it does look like a goddamn title card.
I
Accompanied
remember-
by a cover of Fly
I remember when this game first came out and people actually playing it. It made no damn sense
Me to the
to
Moon
me.
by Alma Kogan. That is, if you didn't turn on the alternate music option designed to make the game safe for streaming. This mode swaps out the banger soundtrack of licensed songs, including Ariana Grande's Moonlight, with some extreme music tracks that
Oh.
are still pretty good, but designed to avoid copyright claims. Well, that's so considerate, if it actually worked. The game
Oh,
fades into a
damn it,
witch's
that
hut.
sucks.
The camera wobbles far too close to the Harem Scarum fortune teller.
There's no need to worry. I'm here to help you.
This is Eliza Vorez.
How can you
no
help
relation.
us?
She fulfills the same role as Peter Stormare in Until Dawn, giving lots of cryptic clues to the player, thematic ramblings, and loads of dead animal skulls. Moving on, we...
Hey!
Oh,
Hey! You counted an animal head there, and what's all those things behind her?
They're animal
Yep.
skulls.
Yeah, they are. Bastard Skelly rule isn't so dumb now, is it? Get to counting.
I'm supposed to play catch with my kid. Could you just do that for me?
Hey,
you did it to yourself.
Not what I meant!
Phoenix, come here.
No, stay away from my boy! Well, after spending hours ignoring my child to count these, I'm able to add 74 kills in, like, the loosest sense of the word.
Was it worth it, Zoran?
No.
No.
We move on to Chapter
You did it
1,
to yourself,
Hackett's Quarry
Zoran.
Forever, or at least since 1953. A fun flip on the year of Camp Crystal Lake. With the summer over, our teen counselors are sending their bus full of happy campers sound effects home. Our counselor antagonists include
finally.
muscly bellhop Jacob,
You gonna help me with the bags or what?
snarky cool girl Caitlin,
Jacob, get bag. Caitlin moves on with her goddamn life.
equally snarky comic relief Dylan,
Okay.
can only deal with one shit at a time, Jacob.
and Nick, who's
See you in the
Australian.
bathroom?
It was Dylan's idea, and
2, it was really funny.
You know, honestly, it's kind of hard to keep track of these teens when they don't have a freeze frame with their 3 character traits surrounding them. Notably missing are Laura and Max, who the counselors have been told just ditch their jobs. Jacob has been having a summer fling with the camp's resident hot blonde Emma, but it's recently come crashing down.
We are super cool.
So she dumped her ass, huh?
I can't see why. You're so youthful with that backwards cap.
Boom. Oh. There it is.
What the hell?
Becoming a little clearer now. And to buy himself time to win her back, he sabotages the van by taking a rotor arm. You know what? Good choice, Emma. While Jakey's making his big mistakey, Emma's palling around with her best friend Abby, she of the perpetual sketchbook. While gathering their stuff, Abby finds John Kramer's childhood toy.
I want to play a game.
That we pocket for
it's a little
future
bell.
use, much to Michael's dismay.
Bella wants the saw, buddy.
On the cart ride back to camp, we learn Abby's crushing on Aussie Nick. Personally, I prefer shipping Abby and Emma, but that's probably a long shot. Or is it? The girls rejoin the group just in time for a ghost story from introvert counselor Ryan. He's been off listening to a podcast this whole time. The totally radical, bizarre yet bona fide. This week's episode covers the local legend of the Hag of Hackett's Quarry.
What's the Hag of Hackett's Quarry?
Oh, you don't know about the Hag of Hackett's Quarry?
Tell her about the Hag of Hackett's Quarry.
Oh god, I
I don't
that.
think she wants to know about the Hag of Hackett's
Can we
Quarry.
just please stop saying the Hag of Hackett's Quarry?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That there's one more.
The Hag of Hackett's Quarry.
There it goes.
The Hag of, well, you know, is the ghost of an old woman who died in a fire and is cursed to haunt the woods looking for her lost son. We then go from ghost stories to ghost face with the grand entrance of camp counselor Chris Hackett, played by seasoned kill count veteran David Arquette. Mr. H is your typical Steve Christie type goof.
Them's the rules, you noob.
Better listen, that man knows about rules. Chris is given some extra shades through his work-dad relationship with Ryan, and given Officer Dewey shades with the soundtrack.
Hold that thought, partner. I'm gonna have to take this.
Ryan is a longtime
Okay.
Hackett's Quarry Hacketeer, and over the years has gotten close to Chris, as well as his kids, Kaylee and Caleb. I'm sorry, why is that photoshopped? You have the game models. In fact, Supermassive is
terrible.
known for 3D scanning actors. And I gotta say, the Quarry's characters are some of their most impressive work yet. To create them, they brought in Digital Domain, the Oscar-winning VFX house co-founded by James Cameron, which worked on Titanic and like all the Marvel movies ever,
And
including
that's
Morbius.
badass.
Oh, I'm sorry. They captured the cast performances over the course of 42 days, resulting in 32 hours of captured footage, then feeding all that delicious data into their Masquerade facial capture system, a tool initially developed for Thanos in Avengers Infinity War.
Oh,
Digital
that is
Domain
great.
primarily worked on film and TV. They were able to adapt many of their tools for game development. This included digital eye tracking and a facial animation tool called Chatterbox, which saved time by creating a library
Incredible.
of each actor's facial expressions that could be accessed later.
Once that's digitized and it's in Maya and Unreal, we can do whatever we like with them. You know, they're like puppets.
Awkward laughter.
To be honest, we don't want to. I mean, the reason we choose actors like this is because they're really good at acting, and we don't want to muck about with that.
And yes, that is James and Chelsea there, who got to play the game with the entire cast and crew years before I became the Dead Meat Game Daddy. Chris
Oh, wow.
seems to be in a hurry to clear out camp.
That's kinda
Unfortunately,
badass.
he's foiled by Jacob's property damage. Boys will be boys. Okay, Jesus, Jacob, give him the rotor arm, dude. He doesn't. So with no way to get everyone home, Chris leaves, with a stern warning to stay inside after sundown. Of course, the teens immediately ignore the Randy Man's plan in order to throw a party. Tracy
No,
Jordan
he
would
said
not
stay
approve.
inside.
Parties are like frisbees. If you throw them the wrong way, they'll veer off in a bad direction, and then your kid will fall into a quarry.
But for the Dead Meat team, a party is the perfect chance to pair up Ryan and Dylan.
I want the boys to kiss.
Of course you
That's
do.
not this decision. It's not inkistant.
Unbeknownst to them, they're in the crosshairs of some scary forest folk. That includes the legendary Lance Hendrickson, best known as various bishops in the Alien franchise. And,
Oh, that's cool.
Who's this bloody boy?
Is that Deepwater Horizon star Ethan Suplee?
Yes. Yes, it is. Chapter 2,
Damn.
Truth or Dare,
All right.
sees the group split off to
How did
party
you know
prep.
that?
Jacob and Emma break into the camp's general store looking for beer.
Looks like you're trying to thread a needle with a packet of loose sausages.
That's what you said the first time we made love. They get in, and Jacob's beer dar.
Hold on. If that's meant to be a camp general store, they would not have beer or alcohol.
Leads him to some jokes that not even Gallagher would do.
Check out my giant melons.
Hey, no sexualizing the melons.
You just cut a hole in it?
What did I just say? Emma leaves Jacob
leave the
to
melon
smash
alone.
his melons and ends up finding some shark dentist supplies, a pack of fireworks, and a gun that she does not know how to use safely.
Oh,
Jacob
God.
grabs like 1 case of beer, okay, but more importantly, a bag of peanut butter pops. Pop, peanut butter pops. Pop, them in your mouth.
Yeah, no, I can see why
No
anyone would not want to
And I
date
was
that
really
guy.
excited to learn that actor Zach Tinker improvised this dance, even though he can't remember the words to the song.
Pop, peanut butter pops. Oh no, wait, how does it go? I'm blanking on the song now!
Tinker's actually Emmy nominated for his work on The Young and the Restless, but he also had a very brief appearance in American Horror Story's 1984 season. And his character of Jacob was the most divisive during our playthrough.
I need this man to be killed.
I'm still Team Jacob. No, not that one. Never that one.
wrong
Back
guy.
at camp, Ryan takes Dylan to
Not
Mr.
Shark
H's
Boy.
office so he can charge his phone, as well as look at his gun and Billy Bass collection. He opts not to take the Pow Pow back to his family band, which is fine, since we've got some bona fide sparks between these two.
Bona fide.
Boner. Fide.
Boner.
The team resoundingly
Oh,
approves.
God.
This is a dating
Damn.
sim now.
Dylan can't resist
Well, everyone
poking around
said-
his boss's quarters, finding a trap door. But where could it lead?
Secret sex dungeon.
Get down there. Tell me what you see.
Oh my god, Ryan, you will not believe this.
What?
Say
It's
secret
nothing.
tunnel.
All right, it's official. I'm now on the boy-kissing bandwagon.
Where
More
did you get
snooping
those?
reveals a hidden surveillance room, and Ryan is uncomfortable seeing all this TV glow, so he leaves, leaving Dylan to Snoop, eventually seeing
okay.
Vikovich
Little funny,
terminate the camera feed.
It's probably nothing.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, it's probably nothing. No, you
The
idiot!
final duo, Nick and Abby, are out gathering camp firewood. Sadly, they don't find any immunity idols, but do grab or psychically burn a tarot card, which is this game's equivalent of the totems from Until Dawn. Like totems, tarot cards give you visions about events to come, but unlike totems, you have to turn them into Eliza to see them. So we'll put a pin in that for now. Abby has a sudden
Okay.
art attack
Well, I'll probably
and
have to see
just
them later.
expects Nick to stand there while she draws. Oh, that's okay, Nick. Why don't you use this little piglet and its ma to teach us
shit.
about the don't breathe mechanic, which is similar to the don't move one from Until Dawn. In fact, each of the game's tutorials is also accompanied by a cute Fallout-style animation, complete with Rod Serling narration.
Be warned. Exhaling or running at the wrong time may just mark you as the creature's quarry.
Damn.
Causing serious consequences.
The narration was
Kind of
provided
fun, I
by
have to
Mark
say.
Silverman, who actually played a CGI Rod Serling in Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone reboot. Having successfully
Sweet.
don't breathed long enough, Nick is able to say a fond farewell to the hog of Hackett's Quarry. Everyone regroups
That
by
was
the
too
lake with their
close.
party supplies, with Nick getting mighty excited about the snacks.
Pop, peanut butter pops. Pop them in your mouth.
Oh my god.
Caitlin, however, is less than thrilled to add a gun to the party. Takes the boys on the
Crossbow.
range for a shooting tutorial, where she proves to be a much better marksman than
Oh,
either
that
of
is
them.
indeed a gun. Impressive.
Pop, peanut butter pops.
Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with the homecoming warrior. Of course, referring to her actress, Brenda Song, best known as the coiner of the Prindle.
The what?
Oh, it's her! Holy shit, I remember that show.
The Prindle.
It is a gear shift. The letter stand for park reverse neutral driving left.
Careful, Brenda. It must be crazy. Song's also known for The Social Network and a personal favorite, Blue Eye Samurai. And to add to her badassery, Song actually shot most of her scenes while pregnant and finished them right after she'd given birth. As night falls, the teams
Congratulations.
play the titular Truth or Dare. Emma dares Ryan to make out.
Oh god, I actually remember that now. I remember seeing a post of her being in the hospital, I haven't given birth and all. And the guy that played the hotel owner, I can't remember his name, was actually there holding the baby. Because technically it was his granddaughter in a way.
With either Caitlin or Dylan.
If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go watch The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and you'll find out exactly why I just said what I did.
Choice, but Team Deadbeat's all about the boy kissing.
That's it?
Caitlin's a good sport and turns it back to Emma to choose between Jacob and Nick. She decides to make her former jealous with the latter, and it sufficiently sours the mood, with Abby and Jacob socially distancing themselves from the group, which is something they had to do on set as well, having shot during the pandemic. In fact, Biles was unable to travel from Europe for shooting and had to direct everything remotely like a billy puppet.
I want to make a game.
Additionally, COVID restrictions meant many of the actors couldn't film at the same time.
You have like a kissing scene with somebody and it like legitimately looks like you're kissing the person, but you are in a helmet, a Velcro suit, and your helmet has a camera and you're not touching the other person and you're like have your arms outstretched and you're doing like weird kissy faces into this camera.
It was like
For the
so
fire pit scene,
extra.
the actors had to shoot in 3 groups of 2, all at different times. This was a constant challenge for the cast and crew who had to keep track of emotions and scenes that were being captured months apart. In total, the entire production lasted 3 years, from the initial conception to its release. Chapter 3 sees some trouble in paradise,
So long.
with an angry Abby getting lost in the woods. Ooh, don't
And
roll
you
a
done
1 or
fucked
Otis
up.
is gonna strike. Nick
What?
catches up to her and apologizes, all while Sarah McLachlan-like music plays in the background.
This song says I should adopt a
Everyone
cat,
says be honest.
dog.
They quickly make up and make out. However, their summer love and dreams are ripped at the seams, just like Nick, who's attacked by a shirtless hunching shape. Abby decides to help, but either way, she's gonna be jumped by the mystery monster. He gets scared off by a gunshot, giving her the chance to run away, run away.
The werewolf.
Pass all our QuickTime events, including a prey-esque tree confrontation,
Ooh.
make it to a hiding spot, where we manage to wait out our tonguey tormentor. Jacob's down by the dock, coming out of his emotional shell, while also Emma catches up to him to apologize and critique him.
Technique needs work.
That's what you said the second time we made love. Jacob's actually pretty pissed, but he calms down quick once Emma suggests dipping skinnies in the lake, despite the very clear no swimming sign. Ugh, these kids are just begging to be eaten by a killer oil slick. I actually find these two's
Creep show
relationship
too, huh?
really interesting. Emma likes Jacob enough to keep him on the line, despite only viewing him as a fling, while Jacob keeps overstepping to try and date her without really listening to what she wants. It's
Oh, so in other words, she is a bitch.
messy and toxic in a way that's
I don't cut the guy loose or date him. Don't
pretty
string him along.
realistic to 2 dumb
That's
teens.
bitchy.
The game makers were actually careful not to moralize with their characters, especially in regards to their decisions.
The characters are, by nature in these things, a little bit kind of douchey to start off with anyway. They're just, you know, they're not lovable characters. I mean, they're not horrible either. They're just flawed people, but, you know.
Each character basically has 2 possible arcs, selfish and selfless, with neither being the objectively correct way to go. Jacob leaves to go find a tarot card and many clues. Luckily, our lengthy clue collecting doesn't stop Emma from derobing like it did with Jessica and Until Dawn, which is too bad because there ain't no towels to keep her warm. Oh, maybe that Nosferatu on the island took him. Maybe we investigate.
Get back down here, Jacob.
Nope, you heard the nag of Hackett's Quarry. Let's go! Jacob strips down himself, completing his transformation into
Makeup.
But little do these 2 know, they're swimming just above this game's first human kill. Sparky Pilastri, is that you? No, it's actually revealed to be Ed Benson, a hiker who went missing months ago alongside his partner, Anne Radcliffe. And while she is
that's a
presumed
shame.
dead, we never see her body, just some torn bags. So without any substantial evidence, she stays off the count.
But a lack of evidence doesn't necessarily mean it's not true.
Grace, have you ever done jury duty?
No, why?
Good, no reason.
Emma wants to take their fun to the island, but Jacob hears Abby scream in the distance. And to make matters worse, he dropped the rotor in the lake. What? Why? Why were you keeping that
Why was it in your underwear, you idiot?
in your underwear? Anyway, we're given a tough decision between diving in after it or going to Abby. And if you do have him dive, he'll ultimately lose it when he's scared by the body, and may even drown if you mess up real bad. However, the team chose to play the hero, leaving Emma alone in the water.
Seriously?
And whenever you make one of these choices, the path is updated and displayed as a very cool VHS cover with art by supermassive illustrator Wesley Nike, in collaboration with UI artist Giles Wood.
And
the trio
that's
left at
badass.
the fire pit hear Abby scream as well. She then comes running out of the woods saying Nick is in trouble, and it's for some reason left up to Ryan to rescue him.
Go after Nick.
Go!
Why?
He didn't
Why are you
even
making
do the
him do
shooting
it?
tutorial. Nevertheless, good guy Ryan finds a bloody Nick being dragged away by one of those hunters from earlier, whose name is Bobby. We opt not to shoot him, just in case this is a Tucker and Dale situation, but Nick bites Bobby's finger and gets away. Ryan then watches Bobby shoot his own pointer finger off before very casually walking back into the woods.
Major props to Without a Paddle Star.
Yeah, when you don't know what the creature is, you're curious why the hell these people are doing shit like that.
Jacob's running Jacob through the woods when he's caught in a rope trap that was an interesting thing to motion capture.
They didn't actually hang you upside down for that?
No, they had me. I started here.
Okay.
And then I went like this and pretended I was like hanging
on a roller coaster or something.
Basically, yeah.
Bobby arrives, but
Okay,
Eliza
that's clever.
encouraged us to see things from a different perspective in an earlier tarot vision. So we opt not to fight back as he cuts us down and covers us in blood. As mentioned many times by writer Tim, Bobby's played by Ethan Suplee. Last seen on the kill count is conspiracy theorist Gary in The Hunt, but is more widely
I
known
don't remember
for
that
My
one.
Name is Earl, Boy Meets World, and the Great Schooner Sailboat Debate of 1995. Bobby sends Jacob on his way as it's revealed a different trap put Mr. Pig on the count.
Oh, no.
Manana, that's what I will do. We return to Tia Dalma's hut where Eliza invites us to see our future. But since we
See the
collected
cards.
2 cards in this chapter, we can only choose one for the reading. And by the way, huge shout out to Alex the Nerdy Raccoon, who acted as our tarot tour guide during the live stream. Thank you, Alex. We go with the
Magician
tower,
card.
which shows us Emma missing a zip line and... I'm sorry, was that it?
Back to it then.
Wait, but I have...
Back to Hackett's Quarry you go.
No!
Oh, he's sending us.
Chapter 4 is entitled Don't Panic. Ah, damn it, we could have really used a
Don't
towel right about
panic.
now. I mean, it would have
Don't
definitely helped with Nick
panic.
bleeding out over here. He seems to be drippings with black goo, and Dylan believes he has an infection, but we decide against an amateur amputation. A noise from the bushes
don't
sends
cut
Ryan
off the
into
limbs.
attack mode, but this boy at school relaxes his trigger finger. Good thing since it's just Naked, who you can kill in this
Ooh.
scene without the
Ooh.
characters even realizing. 2 potential deaths for Jakey so far. What did he do to deserve? Oh yeah, the rotor thing.
Yeah,
Jacob
he
perfectly
caused
acts
this whole
out his
thing.
misadventures, but Ryan still has some questions.
Why are you covered in what I hope is strawberry jelly?
Because it's fucking delicious. Lay off! Jacob wants to go after
Blood.
Emma and
And you're
tries
not
to
gonna
take the
believe
gun,
this.
but our detective Pika chooses to keep it. Jacob storms off on his own while the remaining
Nah.
counselors decide to head back to camp. They better hurry because the most evil wheelbarrow in the world's gonna kill him!
Oh no!
At the lodge, Dylan and Ryan split off to retrieve the second gun from Mr. H's office, as well as call for help.
Who should I call?
911.
You mean 911? Who says 911?
I don't know.
Okay, I have to say, I absolutely adore the writing in this
That-
game.
that
It had
broke my
myself
brain
and the
for 5
team
seconds.
laughing out loud numerous times. And that's thanks to Until Dawn writer Graham Resnick and his co-writer Alex Farnham, who began with a more traditional 90-page screenplay, which quickly ballooned into a 1,000-plus page behemoth, which was
Oh
a
my
little
God.
daunting for the actors.
I think I did pretty well. I got to like page 320 and I was like, I'm done.
But that was still
Shit.
well under Until Dawn's Guinness World Record-breaking 10,000 pages, though that number may have been a bit of an exaggeration.
But it also says, Resnick claims that it's 10,000 pages. We could only verify 2,000.
Unfortunately, the line goes dead midway through their call.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It's what they do in movies when the phone goes dead. You tap on the little thingy.
We're
Yeah,
not in
because
a
they
movie.
panic.
However, these two have been in movies. Dylan's played by Miles Robbins, son of Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins. You know, Jessica
Oh.
Lockhart and Phil Blumbert, respectively. He's been on the kill count in Halloween 2018. And Ryan's played by Justice Smith, who previously screamed his way through Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh.
The lights cut out.
Maybe it was the bears.
And why does everyone blame everything on
Bells.
bears?
Which is a very good question, because this entire game, they have not stopped talking about bears.
Have you ever seen a bear in these woods?
Did a bear do this?
Bears.
Bells,
Bears?
bells, bells,
Here?
bells,
I'm
bells,
sure they're
bells,
gonna think it was a
bells.
bear.
Well, it was probably just like a bear.
Help, help, my friends may have been attacked by bears.
There's vicious bears.
So many damn bells.
Yes, chef.
I know it's a popular show, but no chef, no more bears. The boys then head to the camp's radio station to try 911 again, leaving the extra gun with Caitlin.
Still have mine. If you're extra nice to me, I might let you hold it.
Don't write a check that your ass can't cash.
My ass has got quite the bank account.
No time
Don't
for
say
boy
that.
kissing!
Am I interrupting something?
Yes, yes you are! Get out of here! Sorry. I just get so passionate about Rylan. In fact, it was their relationship that drew Robbins to the game in the first place. He was excited to play a kind of pairing you don't normally get to see in a horror story.
Hands have touched. Touch my hand. Here we go, Rylan.
Meanwhile, Emma's exploring the island, logging the experience for her socials with bizarre mouth movements that feel wrong, probably because her tongue never moves, unlike Nick's.
He just had his tongue down my throat, and he definitely knew what to do with it.
Emma's an influencer and uses her time to rant about her relationship with Jacob, but also reveals some human layers to her mean girl persona.
Abby sees me as this confident person, but really? I'm just desperate to stay afloat in a world where everyone wants to be different.
It's a nice moment that shades these characters more than the horror archetypes of Until Dawn, and you can quickly go from disliking to loving them.
The whole point of these games is that they redeem all the characters so you feel bad about them dying.
Her Therapy Thursday post leads her to an existential and physical fork in the road.
I guess since this isn't live, the choice is up to me.
No, it's not. It's up to your puppet masters. Go right, I say. Go right.
Puppet master, I'm pulling your strings.
Right. Eventually, Emma continues our tour at the island's treehouse.
Constructed in the year 1800 fuck by a blindfolded man who used only the finest rotting wood, rusty nails, and donkey spit that money could buy.
And subscribe. Sure, I still won't get notifications, though. The treehouse contains a duffel bag and a trap door. Something about this feels familiar.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, best to search that duffel. It gives us fresh clothes, a taser, and some bear mace.
Good.
Now that we're armed and fabulous, we open the trapdoor to reveal our shirtless, darkened shape's true form. A shirtless and pantsless monster. I salute you, creature. And they absolutely would have killed us before, but since we're armed now, we just spray and sprint. We pass all the necessary QuickTime events for Emma to run in a big circle, doubling back to the treehouse roof to find the zip line predicted by the tower card. We manage to ride to the other side of the lake without falling to our deaths, while the monster taunts us with its actually moving tongue. And I want to shout out actor JJ Dunlap for voicing and motion capturing these decenty dudes. Creature actors are just the best. Chapter 5, White Noise, opens not with Michael Keaton, but with Abby tending to an injured Nick. Caitlin updates them on Ryland's plan. But it must be Christmas, as up on the rooftop we hear a click, 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 causing Caitlin to leave Aussie Nick. Turns out it's Bobby patrolling the house, and after a brief game of Catlin and Mouse, this Bobby proves to be no idiot, taking her gun and knocking her down the stairs. While waiting out the commotion, Nick fails to read the room, confessing his feelings for Abby.
Kind of felt like a little bit more was gonna happen.
Well, did you want a little bit more to happen?
Duh, are you dumb?
Hey.
Yeah, don't be a dick, Nick. Caitlin rejoins them to hide from Thumper. But when the big man gets grabby with Abby, Nick hulks out and lifts him one-handed. Seems like he doesn't know his own strength, though. So we decide to let Evolution star Ethan Suplee go. In the meantime, our favorite couple head to the Radio Shack to get their free...
He's already gaining the werewolf abilities.
...monthly battery. And along the way, we learn more about Tim Robbins' son. No, not that one. Turns out he's actually studying quantum physics. A sharp contrast to his jokey persona. Yet another example to all the layers these characters have. Now get a boy kissing you two. Sadly, they don't, but do find some scary claw marks. Oh, Dylan, better send out an SOS.
Hello, how's it going out there? This is, we need help. This is, we are counselors at Hackett's Quarry summer camp.
Oh my god.
And there's been a horrible accident, attack, some stuff bad here. We need your help. There is a swarm of bears.
Enough with the bears. There are no bears!
Good job with the background.
Maybe he just said that because Robbins actually improvised this hilarious distress call.
Swarm of bears?
Yeah.
Herd of bears.
Yeah, I've heard of bears.
Damn, that is such a good joke. Instead of finding help, they pick up the signal from the hunters, who have come to bring disharmony to their hut. They try leaving, but they're pinned in place by one of the creatures, who skitters up onto the roof. Dylan hatches a plan to scare it off by playing a feedback loop through the speakers. Unfortunately, their rooftop tappers disconnected the wire. That means Dylan will have to reach up and manually fix it. And that goes about as well as expected.
Yep, there you go, you idiot.
With his bite mark burning, Dylan begs Ryan to...
Cut it off! Cut it off!
And Ryan obliges, using a nearby chainsaw in a clear homage to Evil Dead 2, both in look and brand. While the Quarry's got plenty of blood and guts, Biles wanted to keep it fun instead of gross, leaning into inspirations like Evil Dead 2 and Supernatural. Ryagan is able to break the quiet of this place, blowing out the speakers and sending the creature away. Oh, sorry, Dylan, can't really cover up that other ear, can ya? With the threat gone, everyone catches up outside, but they're interrupted by gunshots. They then
How are you actually going to explain cutting off his damn hand?
spot a mysterious girl running away from the cabins.
Is that Molotov cocktease?
Huh? What? What did you just say?
Nobody watched Venture Brothers?
I did. Go Team Venture!
The Quarry Scoobies go bobbing for butts at the pool, finding a dead bobbing body butt, who Ryan
Okay, now I get
identifies as Mr. H's daughter, Kaylee Hackett. It's a big bummer for Ryan.
You said Haley, but that name was spelled Kaylee.
But hey, at least Eliza seems happy.
Looks like that's one less vermin in the world.
Ooh, geez, Mrs. Ross, you sound like you found George Costanza in the pool.
I was in the pool!
Chapter 6 offers
What?
some prayers by night and a clue to the game's monsters if you're up on your universal horror knowledge. Jacob's been wandering around in his underwear and shoving evidence into it. Gross. He then finds his
How are you
co-star's
doing that?
tarot card before finally reuniting with Emma. And the creature! All right, Jacob, it's time to save the woman you love!
Oh!
Sorry!
Jacob! It chases this coward directly into a pigungie stick, which I'm gonna say is the same one we already counted, since Emma finds the rest of its body later.
Oh,
No
yeah,
sign
there
of
you
its
go.
little piglet. Oh, this is the owl bear from Baldur's Gate all over again. Jacob gets caught in a bear trap.
Oh!
Something he was quite good at on set, since Tinker broke his thumb for real while mocapping this chase, but kept quiet
Oh,
so he
God,
could
that
finish
hurts.
it.
We just iced it in between takes and it was gnarly.
Unable to free himself, Jacob's treated to a frank blackout. Back at the pool, Nick is getting all sorts of horny.
Nick, what do you...
Taste you.
Hi, I'm disgusted.
Oh,
Yes, that is
right.
Ariel Winter
Werewolf.
from Modern Family
Forgot.
playing Abby, whose previous video game experience includes voicing young Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts series. Abby tries to cool Nick off by sending him soaring into the pool. Whew, okay, too much chlorine, I guess. So the gang takes the Wicked Witch of Westralia away to dry off. However, he's not super grateful.
I only ever hung out with you because you seem so desperate. Poor, pathetic little Abby ready to throw herself at the first guy that came along.
By the time
Yikes.
he's tossing Abby across the room, it's pretty clear Nick is quite sick. So she gives him his shots.
Oh!
In response, Nick explodes in a cloud of blood. Like ya?
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that part. They don't change, they pop.
Completing his werewolf bar mitzvah. Spooky scary. Yep, if the
Doesn't make any
clues,
sense.
bites, and endless shots of the moon throughout the game haven't given it away by now, we're dealing with werewolves.
What? Who? When?
Why?
No, werewolves. Werewolves.
How?
Though you'd be forgiven for not realizing, considering these guys look as hairless as Until Dawn's Wendigos. While it hasn't been confirmed, a later line about their smell
I remember the steps and a smell like wet fur.
and other inconsistencies in the game have led fans to speculate the werewolves were intended to have some fuzz. Probably one
Yeah,
of the
what
many
happened
elements
to it?
left on the hair cutting room floor due to this game's truncated 3-year development cycle. Of course, that wet fur smell could have also been Ian the sheep. I miss him. Bah, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Rest
For the
in
transformations, Biles wanted to avoid a rehash of an American Werewolf in London, instead opting for a more magical transformation inspired by Ready or Not.
So that's how they...
The newly
Okay, it doesn't
transformed
make any
Nick
sense,
leaps
but
out
okay.
the window and escapes into the night. Later, Emma witnesses him being captured by Lance Henrik and Son. They very nearly catch her too, but she manages to evade them like video game Jason with her fireworks. She makes it back to the lodge, but finding it empty, decides to hide out in a van, not down by a river. The counselors left at the pool house are trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Luckily,
gotta figure out
Molotov
something.
Cocktease is back to tell us.
What did you just say?
Right, it's actually Laura who's looking a little worse for
Oh.
wear after 2 months of her absence, that she tells us all
Damn,
about
okay.
in Chapter 7. We pick up right after the prologue with Laura and Max now in jail. If you remember, Max got bit at the beginning of the game, so we know what's up when we see this blood mist. Yep, he's become an OP Diablo 4 necromancer.
Oh,
Travis
damn.
interrogates Laura and lets her know what kind of trouble she's in.
You just stepped in some grade A double prime. Go ahead and kill yourself cosmic type shit, young lady.
Please don't! I really don't want to be age restricted. Laura surmises that Travis is Chris's brother, but she's locked up again before she can get any more answers, like whether or not there is a spoon. However, between the full moon, the dog monster, and the fact that Max's wounds have mysteriously healed, he uses his book smarts to figure it out.
Maybe there's a slight chance it was a werewolf.
Laura in the past and the counselors in the present react with disbelief.
Do you got anything better? I mean, like zombies?
You just saw a guy explode in blood and become a werewolf, so shut the fuck up.
Aliens? Time-hopping Draculas?
There's no such thing as time-hopping Dracula.
Gordon, you have to come back with me.
Back where?
Back to my coffin.
No, I'm married.
Well, I tried.
The werewolf theory is confirmed
That's
once
funny.
the next full moon rolls around and Travis gives Laura a front row seat to what they're dealing with.
I'll be back at dawn.
Almost said the wrong game there, Travis. Max huffs
we got
and
an ad
puffs
incoming.
and blows his skin off, and unfortunately for Laura, she's seated in the slash zone. Yeah, I bet you wish
Oh.
you stayed at the Harbinger Motel now, don't
That's
you?
what happened to
Hi,
I forgot
I'm
about
Crazy
that.
Boff, co-owner of the Harbinger Motel, and I'm here to warn you about the high price of travel. Yes, sir. You won't find any place cheaper or safer than the Harbinger Motel. Much safer than spending the night at Hackett's Quarry.
Ooh.
That place has got a death curse. Unlike our fine establishment, which includes a 3-star continental breakfast and a complimentary airport shuttle service for all our guests.
Oh.
So come on
Oh, it's a
down and
bike.
check into one of our fine dooms. Rooms. We have rooms.
He meant to say rooms, not dooms.
The Harbinger Motel. You'll wish you'd stayed the night. Files cast actress Siobhan Williams as Laura based
Seems
on
like
her
it's pretty nice.
performance in Deadly Class, where she played neo-Nazi cheer assassin Brandy. What a terrible multi-hyphenate! Williams trained for the role by replaying Until Dawn and Resident Evil 7, and filmed 40 to 50 pages a day with the help of Biles's flowchart of choices, in which they
fuck.
film to a certain point, then freeze and film multiple options, sometimes with very different emotional choices. Williams is also a singer, and her song Everything is featured in a rare ending with Laura and Max. Max is played by
that's not
Skylar
bad.
Gisondo, who I absolutely loved in the Santa Clarita Diet, and most recently is seen as Jimmy Olsen in James Gunn's Superman. Yes, the man that gave us this did Superman. Anyway, we
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whoa, you didn't mention that Skylar's in Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, I've actually never seen it, so...
Oh, he's really good in it. He plays like a stunt guy. You want to watch it?
No.
Well,
Kinda doing a
still
kill count
busy,
right now.
James.
Maybe after?
Yeah, maybe after.
We'll watch it after.
Okay.
I love that guy.
He's acting
Laura
like a big
patches
puppy.
herself up and tries to call for help, but they only have a black phone.
Hello?
Hang up. The Hag of Hackett's hotline is
Yep,
$4.99
get
a minute.
that.
Logging on to Travis's woefully outdated computer lets us listen to another episode of Bizarre Yet Bonafide.
Some hay bales caught fire during the opening night, and that spread pretty quickly. Before they knew it, the whole place was up in smoke, including the show's leading lady and her alleged baby boy.
Ooh,
Oh,
exposition.
right, the
And the
Hag.
hosts are actually played by comedians Brian Murphy and Emily Axford, who are best known nowadays for their work on Dropout's D&D show, Dimension 20. Laura then finds a needle full of James' catchphrase. The next morning, Travis arrives, surprised to see that Laura didn't escape. Her decision to stay and help Max earns his respect, and Max's Until Dawn Josh cosplay earns my respect. Travis then opens up about the Hackett's battle
How do you
against
get
the
close?
werewolves, in a great scene that really shows Travis's conflict between his morals and his desire to protect his family.
If your whole family, you know, like every last one of them decided to jump down the bottom of a well and they're all just hanging on the end of a rope, how can one person be expected to pull them all back out? You can't.
Raimi had
Yeah,
recently
fail.
collaborated
Not gonna
with
do
writer
that.
Graham Resnick on the Shudder series Dead Wax, and loved his work so much he agreed to be in the Quarry without even reading the script. I mean, which makes sense, because it's like a fucking 1,000 pages. He knew it would be
Yeah.
difficult to portray
It's a
Travis
Stephen
as
King level
sympathetic,
book.
considering a lot of folks' attitudes towards cops.
If he called me ma'am one more time, I was gonna shove that badge up his dick hole.
Still, he dove in and made the character all his own. They even rewrote Travis's dialogue after the initial table read in order to match Raimi's voice. Travis gives Laura their
okay,
only
that's pretty
guide,
good.
an old monster hunting manual which, like all werewolf lore, is presented in rhyme.
When moon is full before it's wane, Rend the beast that cursed you slain.
It's still better than Vogon poetry. But in layman's terms, the
it's like
only
those guys
way
to
to
the
cure
galaxy.
Max is to kill the werewolf that bit him during the full moon. Travis wants to team up to hunt the big alpha wolf, but that doesn't make
Wait, that's more like a vampire lore. You want to kill a vampire, you have to take out the Dracula.
sense to Laura. After all, the werewolf who bit Max was clearly already captured. She gets her answers the next day when Chris visits the station, pissed that his cop brother is keeping captive counselors. Their conversation gives Laura a realization.
Chris Hackett is the one that bit you down on the storm shelter.
Holy shit! Turns out
Can't
Mr.
be
H,
serious.
the big bad wolf. Which is why Travis wasn't willing to kill him earlier. Laura doesn't have those qualms, so she hatches a plan to escape. She pretends to be sick, giving her the opportunity to give
I guess we can
Travis
see
a
about
taste
that.
of his own medicine. Oh hey, at least lay him on the ground. Man's neck is gonna be killing him when he wakes up in that position. Laura and Max make a break for it, with some ghostly voices leading them to the station's silver shotgun shells. Since werewolves are
there
allergic
you
to
go.
water, is that true? Laura smartly left Max on the island. He's
The only thing I know that werewolves are weak to is silver and wolfsbane. Aside from that, no.
actually
nothing.
the werewolf that attacked Emma earlier. Or maybe he was just coming on to her, because we all know Jimmy Olsen fucks. Laura returned to check on
Apparently.
him after shooting Kaylee, but quickly realized she killed the wrong wolf, and she found her boyfriend still in beast mode.
Now, isn't that just pride?
During the chase,
Hey,
she received a
beast
bite on her
wolf.
arm.
Very
and
nice.
since we're good people here at Dead Meat, we do the honorable thing and reveal it, leading to a standoff. It doesn't last long, since Chapter
Come on,
8
cool to
sends the
have a tongue,
characters
yeah.
to the belly
I
of the
got time.
beast. And this live stream sent the Dead Meat team into the belly of their closets to dress as characters from the game.
To justify the fact that I'm going to be
Awesome.
sweating this whole stream, I'm going to stand up. I have the tights under the shorts, a classic of the mid-2010s.
Laura uses Abby's silver bracelet to give them some ammo of their own, earning her the right to not have a gun pointed at her. Ryan's not thrilled that she wants to kill his
Anyone
surrogate
got silver?
father figure, but
Good.
agrees to take her to the Hackett house to see if they can resolve things with words. The Hacketts live in a creepy manor in the woods. While looking for a way in, the two fall through some rotten planks and into the titular quarry. Well, better keep an eye out for Handigos. Something Laura
Handigos?
can actually
Oh,
do now,
Hannah,
since her
Wendigos.
Wolverine healing powers have finally kicked in.
What big eyes you have, Grandma?
Oh, damn it, my eyes back.
I'm sorry, I really liked Ryan's joke. Also, I want to mention that they kind of tried to
Damn it, my eye! No! Oh, the healing factor.
shoehorn Laura as a romance option for Ryan.
Are you flirting with me?
What? No.
But we're gonna ignore that since it's not Rylan. Also, might just be her horny werewolf side talking.
Probably.
Werewolves want to fuck. They venture through the quarry, which was a purposeful pun by Biles, as he liked the idea that as the game went on, the quarry stopped referring to a location and started referring to the characters. Laura uses her incoming werewolf
Maybe.
strength
I
to
can
rip
see
them a
that.
path to the Hackett's basement. There, they find a red-tinted dungeon.
Secret sex dungeon.
dungeon.
Secret sex dungeon.
Secret
Which
tunnel!
is where they're holding Jacob and Nick, who we saw thrown in there earlier. Laura very nearly executes Nick right then, but we press A fast enough to stop her. Then, in the game's most stressful puzzle, we have to figure out how to free Jacob without also releasing Werewolf Nick.
I worry about
Oh,
this.
crap.
This is not great.
Ugh.
There are plenty of ways to insta-kill Jakey here.
Yeah, open the
But
door
we
between
managed to
them.
get him out without a scratch. And more importantly, without any clothes. Jacob then pop
was
peanut
close.
butter pops off into the night. Upstairs, Travis returns home. Ooh, how's that neck, dude? He's come to deliver the news of Kaylee's death to his mother, Constance, who is a lovely woman.
Dumb fucking animal.
She takes it about as well as you'd expect.
Not my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Not my only granddaughter. Not my Kaylee. Not my little Kaylee. Not my little Kaylee. Not my little Kaylee. You goddamn piece of shit!
Travis,
Ooh.
for all his faults, is trying his best to keep his conscience
pissed.
clean. Because if it were up to Ma Hackett, she'd have executed Max and Laura on the spot. Turns out the Hacketts are a whole killer family. Bobby is Travis's younger brother, Jedediah is the Piranha 2 starring Patriarch, and Mama Constance is played by Lynn Shay, best known to horror fans from the Insidious franchise, and more importantly... While the counselors are fresh
That is lovely.
faces, Biles knew that he wanted to cast the Hacketts with genre mainstays, and they wrote the family with that gravitas in mind. Laura tries to eavesdrop on their conversation, but winds up getting snatched by Constance as Ryan escapes. Yep, should have cut that hair like Clementine. We then stop in for a chat with Eliza, who is clearly an homage to Maleva from the original Wolfman, the woman that forever cemented a connection between Romani fortune tellers and werewolves. We collected 3 tarot cards this chapter, but a glitch tried to get us to give in to our hate with the Emperor. But a hand vote led to the Vanna White side of the Force, showing us deaths for Ryan and Travis. Technically, it was a unanimous choice, so I'd like to buy a howl.
Yeah, let's get a howl.
Chapter 9, The Matriarch, opens with Dylan and Caitlin in the woods. Earlier, they'd split off with Abby to head back to the main lodge. There, they found Emma in the van, leading to an air freshener facial for Dylan. It's all good fun, but this scene could have been very different had Emma been bitten during her initial werewolf chase. If she was, she'd have completed her transformation, leading to a fight that can see her killing Abby, or Dylan, or getting shot by Caitlin. It's a good example of why this game was so much more complicated than Until Dawn. The characters can not only die, but they can also be turned into werewolves at any point in the story. Fans of Until Dawn had always criticized its number of endings, so the team went overkill, resulting in a story with 186 different endings.
We have to look at how we make
186, good fuck.
genuinely branching game without it's so ridiculously huge that it's unplayable or even unmakeable.
So they focused on creating different mini arcs for the characters that allowed the story to jump around, ensuring the game's momentum wasn't killed, even if some of the characters were.
So that means we can kill them whenever we like, and the story still stays whole.
The teens can't use the van to escape due to Jacob's so Caitlin suggests walking to the nearby scrapyard to look for replacement parts. She does said things she said with Dylan, while the other girls stay behind in the storm shelter. On the way, Dylan muses about getting a hook hand and solidifies his feels for Ryan.
Am I crazy, or was something about to happen?
There's always next year, right?
And I don't want to wait a year for boy kissing.
Well, at least with the arm cut off, that does mean he won't ton. And if the hand starts to grow back, then yeah, well, he's
fucked.
Okay.
At the scrapyard, Dylan contemplates getting into this TARDIS and leaving the game behind. But then he spots the car they need, stuck up on a crane.
I actually used to be pretty good at the claw game at my local arcade. The kids used to call me the grabber.
Oh, Dylan, you do not want kids calling you that. As he's operating it, the scrapyard's motion lights reveal something coming towards them, and fast. Oh, that's so creepy. I love it. In one of the game's coolest sequences, Dylan uses the crane to lift Caitlin out of danger. The werewolf hops onto the car, and Caitlin screams, "Give me PTSD" from my playthrough of Saw the Game.
Hurry the fuck up! Hurry the fuck up!
Oh, God, I remember that game.
We honk the horn to hurt its hearing, and Caitlin takes a tumble that probably should have
Oh!
killed. Meanwhile, Dylan uses a
hurts.
makeshift McCready munition to blast his opponent away. Of course, if he'd missed the QTE, we would have witnessed a truly depressing end to any more boy-kissing hopes.
Oh!
The skin wolf very nearly catches Caitlin on the ground, but we managed to drop the car and pin it down. It is freaking metal as hell, much like the soundtrack for this entire scene.
Damn,
Unfortunately, the
metal.
car isn't the right kind of metal to kill the wolf, and they don't want to wait for it to wake up. Heading back to the lodge, empty-handed. Back in the storm shelter, Emma is acting like she just got back from the Helena Marcos Academy, and her behavior is never explained, but it could be an alternate universe leaking in, because if Emma had been bitten by Caleb earlier, this is where she would turn and potentially kill Abby. But in our playthrough, Abby passes the time discussing Emma's influencer career in a way that hits a little too close to home.
I make people laugh.
So no one's actually been
I
bit
act
yet.
dumb and they
That's
laugh.
good.
Maybe that makes me dumb?
Well, excluding the
Maybe I
unavoidable
just like
bites.
to make people laugh.
Abby then goes exploring, ignoring the hag behind her back at Quarry, and discovering a very
Back at
important
Quarry.
tarot card, the Hierophant, as well as a couple of silver shells, silver shells. At the Hackett house, Laura's been pulled up for a family meeting, but doesn't want to relinquish her right to bear arms. Not with so many bears around, and...
Oh!
God! Laura blows Constance's face clean off. Or
Damn,
at least she
Zoran!
would if the game didn't have a weird glitch that kept it intact. Which is a shame. I mean, just look at that gore that we can't show on the public version. Enjoy, patronists and risers. It's a
Damn,
shockingly
Zoran,
fast death
you
for
killed
Lin
him.
Shaye, as evidenced by our live stream reaction.
Oh no! Oh! We killed Lin Shaye!
How could
Yes,
you?
Laura did warn her.
Blow your fucking head off!
Bobby arrives having captured Ryan just in time to see Kerchak get pissed.
No more party. No more protecting anyone.
Laura runs before he can sick a pumpkin head on her, while
Ooh,
Bobby
shit.
disables Ryan with the most casual stab I have
Ah.
ever seen.
Well, we shouldn't have shot the mom.
Ryan stumbles his way to a dumbwaiter and takes it to the upstairs bedroom, but Bobby, looking like Buddy from Slaughterhouse, is coming after him. Ryan searches hither and thither for a way out before asking for advice from Mr. Hanky.
Oh.
Fucking hide, bitch! So he does, evading
Disgusting.
Bobby and
Very
barricading him
disgusting.
behind a door.
You can't hide from me in my own house, fucker!
You're a fucker.
Yeah.
You're a fucker. Come on, come on.
Laura, meanwhile,
Gets
is
on a
being
battle.
chased down by Jed. And this ain't the Spencer mansion, so she avoids playing a Moonlight Sonata, but does find a hunting trophy.
There are bears around here.
Okay,
Huh.
there might actually be bears here.
Possible whale
Admiral
bell. That would
Hackett
be
finds
funny.
her and chooses the renegade option to shoot her in the chest.
I ain't got enough silver to kill you, but I sure to hell can make you suffer.
Laura then avoids getting
Look,
stung
damn it,
by
man, I'm not a
Carruthers' knife,
werewolf.
but the lights overwhelm her werewolf vision? Is that a thing?
Oh, wait.
Laura
Never
cuts
mind.
the house's power, inadvertently releasing Nick in the basement. And if we hadn't freed Jacob earlier, it would have been served up to Nick on a platter. Travis arrives to stop the fighting, allowing Laura to escape. Ryan's eventually cornered by Bobby in the courtyard, so he uses the one weapon he has.
Ow! You stabbed me!
Oh,
You stabbed
now I
me!
feel bad.
Ow, it really hurts. Dad!
Oh my god, that is so good. Having unplugged his stab
Oh
hole,
my
Ryan
God.
is most certainly dying. Laura uses the last of her humanity to offer him a choice. Bleed out and die, or get a bite full of that sweet healing factor.
can tell you.
Only that means he'll have to kill Chris if he wants to stay human. The Dead Meat team then unanimously accepts this bite of passage.
Okay. Ooh.
And
Hold on, but can a werewolf that's not in werewolf form actually transmit the werewolf
Honestly,
whatever?
I don't see that many downsides to being a werewolf. I mean, you got super strength, healing, super horniness, you're good at basketball.
Plus, you get to date Selena Gomez.
That's a win-win. The Hacketts start closing in, so Laura hides Ryan in the attic. It's a lucky break, since that's also where they're hiding their half an eight-legged freak.
I think
That
we
is.
found Chris Hackett.
He rips through his chains like a My Pet monster, but his weight causes
Shoot
the
him.
floor to collapse, depositing everyone in the middle of an all-out Hackett fight. Laura completes her transformation by wet wolfing just in time to sucker punch Travis. Because
Damn.
Ryan stabbed Bobby, he's too weak to fight off his brother, who rips him to shreds on the ground.
Ow, it really hurts. Dad!
And unfortunately, that leaves no one to protect Jedediah, as Chris bloodies Thalmer's face on the stone of the heart. Ryan picks
Only
up the
one
shotgun
member
and
left.
prepares to shoot. Hold on, hang on. Is that Chris or is that Laura? Because if it's Laura, we...
Damn it, no!
The vision's come true! In the corner, Travis stabs Laura with a silver mirrored shard, killing her as well. But not before she swipes his head clean off and, okay, yeah, everyone's dead. Oh man,
Damn,
if only we
so many
listened
deaths.
to researcher Bella.
He tried to tell you to shoot. He had shackles.
And this is the canon playthrough.
Everyone in the chat.
Well, nice going, Zoran. You
They
messed
said
it
at the
up.
beginning, whatever happens, happens.
You had a chance right there to finish this off, but no, you chickened
So
out.
I guess we can add Travis, Laura, and Ryan to... You know what? No, I am not gonna let this count. No, none of this works, because with no Ryan, there is no hope for boy kissing. Time hopping Dracula, get in here.
You want to come back to my coffin?
Still a hard no, man.
Want to go back to my
I
coffin?
just need one little favor. As with Until Dawn, I'll be counting my specific canon playthrough. That means no restarting, no guides.
That's a little
Whatever
fallback.
happens, happens. And whomever dies, dies. And that's final. Except for one mulligan, which we're gonna use right now. For Rylan. You can let go now.
I don't
Okay.
want to.
In fact, the game actually includes a death rewind system that gives you 3 lives that can be used whenever a main character meets an untimely end. Of course, it's not available on your first playthrough, so it's really depressed the team.
Let's all just take a moment.
That's sad.
I'm disassociating.
Not available
Pour
on
one
the
out
first
for
time.
everybody's living with the decisions that we have made in life.
But we don't.
you messed
Replaying
up.
the entire chapter without changing a thing. So, Constance, Bobby, and Jed all go on the count. However, we will be making Dewey go kablooey in our one murder
he's got
mulligan
shackles.
that I
Boom.
totally established from the start. This change in the timeline means Laura's cured before she can finish off Travis, exploding
Oh,
back
I'm
to
back.
human form with underwear. Okay, I absolutely love this werewolf transformation, but how do you transform back to underwear? It's not even the same clothes she was wearing when she wet wolfed.
Exactly.
Here. When the cursed sire has bit the dust, return to form, but cover boobs and butts. And the boy one's the same, but with legs and nuts.
All right, thank you, Edison.
Okay, I don't get it.
There
Moving
are,
on.
of course, a ton of ways this scene can go, ranging from all the Hacketts surviving, Ryan bleeding to death, and Travis deciding to murder everyone anyway. Thankfully,
Damn.
we picked the sequence of events that actually completes the full story. As everyone comes down from the fight,
with
Travis
Chris dead,
reveals that Chris
everyone
wasn't
looks
the
on.
werewolf prime of the family. His son Caleb was. Collecting that Hierophant card from earlier triggers a vision during
Oh.
our Sarah Palm reading that helps fill out the origins of the werewolf curse. Turns out Eliza's son was Silas the Dog Boy, an attraction in the Freak Show and the original werewolf in Hackett's Quarry. That also means this Freak Show came around in 2015? Okay, I'm pretty sure Freak Shows were banned in the 50s. But hey,
Oh,
if
yeah.
Elijah C. Scuggs can keep them going, who am I to argue? During the fire that burned down
What
the
the hell is that?
Harem Scarum, Silas escaped, biting Caleb in the process, who then infected Kaylee and Chris. A newspaper clipping presumes that dozens were killed during the fire, but there's no official statement on the confirmed number. However, we can count the body Eliza actually finds, that of
Sheriff
Travis's
Hank.
predecessor, Sheriff Hank. Now bury him in the royal family tomb along with
Ooh.
the rest of the re-dead. Silas escaped during the chaos, and Eliza vowed to one day find him.
So that's
That
what
day
happened.
is not today, as she's killed by the explosion, becoming the ghostly hag of Hackett's Quarry.
I told
Okay,
you never
now
to
we're
say
getting the
have
whole
them Hackett's
story.
Quarry again.
Sorry, Caitlin. And if you've been wondering where you've seen Eliza before, well, she's played by the prolific Grace Zabriskie, who has been in everything from Twin Peaks to Child's Play 2 to the 1993 FMV game Voyeur. And funnily
Oh,
enough, she once
okay.
played the adoptive mother of a werewolf boy in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. And that's what we
Oh,
call
awesome.
very specific typecasting. Travis and his family have been tracking Silas for years in an attempt to lift their family curse.
Anyway, there's sightings up and down the coast. Feral albino child, giant white wolf.
But wait a second. Ryan's seen a wolf like that earlier by the radio hut. Or at least a white-ish wolf? It's kind of hard to tell without
Yeah.
the fur. Game. Realizing
see
Silas
shit.
is back in town, Travis proposes they kill him together to lift the curse for good. Chapter 10 starts with Max, who no longer be
here we
dog,
go.
having been cured when Chris was killed.
What the fuck? Why am I
Oh.
on top of a fucking tree?
Honestly, not much happens here, but we do get a fun gag where Max is left with some ill-fitting clothes. Now you get it.
Now
if you
we
thought
get
that
it,
outfit
yes.
was ridiculous,
Thank
well,
you.
there's actually DLC that unlocks 80s outfits for all the characters. My favorite
Oh, that
being
would've been
Jacob,
nice.
who looks like he's about to do a Super Bowl shuffle. There's an option to have Max swim to shore, but we decide Max has been through enough tonight.
Yeah,
Good
let's
thing
stay
too,
on the
'cause
aisle.
that's a great way to immediately get him killed. Caitlin and Dylan
Damn.
finally make it to the main lodge. The two get to work clearing the building and naming their favorite streaming service.
Showtime, motherfuckers.
She finds more evidence,
showtime.
and is now done with this collectible system.
I threw it on the ground.
There's also a nod to
Oh.
Until Dawn that we didn't get to see in our playthrough.
You've never fantasized about being trapped on a remote ski resort in a snowstorm? The cable car is broken and you've only got each other for warmth. And when the food runs out, you've only got each other.
Weird fantasy.
Oh,
But it's a
okay.
really good game.
Moving on.
Having successfully prepped, it's now boss battle
A
time.
painting.
I guess we're fighting a Scooby-Doo painting? Oh no, it's Caleb. He's just kind of clip-ripping through the wall there. Akemi tells him to
Okay.
eat OLED, but unfortunately, the non-silver bullets do nothing. So
Oh,
back to
crap.
the standard chase scene.
Why don't you have silver?
Yeah, we get it. Abby and Emma are seeing the fight from the surveillance room and try to join with some very goofy-looking knocking.
No.
That's terrible. Just get him an actual door.
If you want, you can go grab that silver shotgun shell Laura made for Abby and use it to kill Caleb. But we didn't want to kill the canine kid, so we joined Dylan in the kitchen for a Jurassic Park reenactment. We then head to the grill to grab the Easter Bunny.
There is no Easter Bunny!
Sorry, they head to the grill to grab the Saw Bunny.
And use it to lure Caleb into the freezer and lock him inside like he was Laura Croft's butler.
Yes!
There you
Come
go.
on, that's better than killing Caleb.
Meanwhile, Jacob
hopefully
cries
you
in
can
the
save
woods.
him.
Moving on, Travis, Laura, and Ryan are on the road to a no-hair werewolf. Little do they know, Caleb finds them first.
Oh,
Mind
shit!
if I catch a ride? A parking brake sends him flying, allowing Travis to roadkill the Caucasian.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the family
that
car
hurts.
doesn't come in silver. So Silas escapes, injured but alive. As they track
Got
him
him.
into the woods, Laura suddenly recognizes their location. It's where she first saw Eliza way back in the prologue. The ghost talk sufficiently spooks Travis and team member Michael.
Oh, fuck.
You fucker.
So Travis reveals the whole story. The fire that burned down the harem scarum was actually caused by Kaylee. She convinced Caleb to start it in hopes that the distraction would allow her to free Silas.
All she wanted to do was help that little boy.
Oh, no.
Locked in a cage by that freak show witch.
Instead, Silas attacked them, and the fire grew out of control, kicking off the events of the game. It's
So
why
that's what
Eliza's
happened.
shown such animosity towards the Hacketts throughout the game. In fact, if you get our original ending where all the Hacketts are massacred, she is revealed to have masterminded the whole thing.
I knew that if orchestrated properly, the events of Hackett's Quarry would unfold just the way I wanted them to.
The trio eventually finds Silas healing in what's left of his old cage. Yeah, still
Aw,
does not look like a
that's
white
a little
wolf,
sad.
but whatever. Laura feels
Now
some
shoot
sympathy for the Baraka boy, but if she takes too long, it can end with all
Oh.
three of them being killed. Instead, as Eliza's ghost begs us not to, we shoot Silas
Goodbye.
dead, ending the curse once and for all. The game fades to our final meeting with Eliza, during which she curses us for killing her son.
Whenever you hear a noise in the dark, a whisper from the shadows, the breath on the back of your neck, that's gonna be me.
Look, ma'am, I'm sorry. We had to do it.
Now
It had to be
will
done.
never leave you.
She says that now, but I bet she gives up
Forgive
pretty
us.
quickly. And now that the monster's dead, the game is over. And we get bizarrely cheery music during this Animal House Mass Effect 3 extended cut epilogue. Highlights of which include Nick, who's been cured, Constance
Cured.
with her lying text, Jacob still being naked, and Caleb tragically freezing to death once the curse was lifted.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Oh,
What?
so, yeah, no. Kill the kid or kill the kid.
However, Caleb can be saved if Caitlin is infected and you fail the bunny button mash, getting her dragged in with him. And when Silas is dead, they're cured and Dylan will let them out.
There we
Unfortunately,
go.
Laura Croft's butler still dies.
That's better.
We then get
That's
a little
better.
extra
Good.
epilogue over the end credits. Oh, and did I say little? Because this thing is 20 minutes long and involves the Bizarre Yet Bonafide podcast analyzing all our evidence. Sadly, we didn't collect enough, or the police wouldn't accept evidence that smelled like Jacob's junk, so all our surviving characters were arrested for murder. There are, of course, over 186 endings to the game, with
Good
some highlights
lord.
including Max and Laura reuniting, a whole car crash and more brutal Silas murder, Naked Wolf eating Emma, and finally getting some closure to Jacob's.
I did this for you because I care about you.
No, you fucking idiot. You did it for you. And
Yeah.
the fact that you can't see that is 100%.
Well, I said though in that damn ad, and it was, no, you did it for yourself. I can't remember.
The reason I don't give a shit how you feel.
Wow.
Should have just let us leave.
Wow, that's
Dumbass.
really cold.
When this is done, I never want to see or hear from you again for the rest of my life.
That's what you said the final time we made love. And even with all these outcomes, this podcast ending feels a little unsatisfying, with, I guess, the best ending just showing a computer screen saying the kids were acquitted.
Is that it? Travis!
Apparently it is.
The kids may be incarcerated, but at least they're alive. However, let's shift the quantums in this quarry to see what could have befell them with a multiversal murder montage!
Let's go!
Okay.
Dead.
Here we go again. Watch it.
Miss. Long. Ooh, stab. Crush. File. Whoa. Can't exactly see everything, but we can see a good bit of stuff. No neck, no head. Gets grabbed and froze. Oh.
You would always find a way to work through.
Yeah, not that guy. Oh, there goes her head. Or the back of her head, at least.
Pop, pop, peanut butter, butter puffs. Pop, pop, pop them in your mouth.
Definitely not that. Damn, okay. How many friggin' murders can happen?
Really nice killing you all over and over again.
Even teens who are pure of heart and camp counsel for their summers may become victims on the count when we finally get to the numbers.
Let's go. Oh.
The hell? I stole the rotor arm so we could have one last day on the kill count set together.
Oh, come on.
No!
Well, let's just get to the numbers.
So young in that backwards cap.
You do too.
We counted 87 kills during our summer at Hackett's Quarry, 10 of which were people and 77 of them were animals. Though I guess some of them were animal people as well. Anyway, the genders break down to 8 males, 4 females, and 75 unknown skulls, giving us a pie as morally gray as our choices.
Shouldn't have counted the animals.
Compared to others? Well, the least kills is tricky due to the branching paths, with some people living only when others die. But I'll say if you sacrifice Chris and Silas and save the remaining Hacketts and teens, that'll get you 83, which is mostly bastard skulls.
Shouldn't that be on the other side?
And while it's quite difficult to kill everyone, you can walk a very specific path that'll get you 99 kills and a squirrel squishes 1. So with a play time of 10 hours and 26 minutes, that gives us a kill on average every 7.7 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw the coolest kill to Constance Hackett. I know in our playthrough the game glitched and refused to show us the full kill. Man, oh man, it is a Lynn shame we missed this insidious horror show.
That is
Machete
good.
for lamest kill will go to the animal skulls. They were just background decoration, and for all we know, they could have been bought at a Spirit Halloween clearance sale.
Yeah.
Stupid
Shouldn't have counted them. You did that yourself, Zordon.
Finally, the Butchered Butterfly Award for Best Potential Character Death goes to Travis getting shot in the face. And while I hate to see anything happen to horror treasure Ted Raimi, the way his head is splayed open like a bloody T-1000 is just incredible. Great work, Ted. And that's it. The Quarry came out in 2022, and even though its ending felt a little rushed, I loved it, and it stands as a super impressive, super massive game. Next month, I'll be catching a ride on the Giga Spider Express with Choo Choo Charles.
Ooh,
but until then,
that's gonna
I'm
be
a
cool.
man who made a mashup of Galileo and the Wolfman called Galileiken, and this has been the Kill Count.
Nice.
Next kill count.
You heard it through the grapevine, and the rumors are true. Club Juke, the hottest new juke joint in the Mississippi
wait a
Delta, is open for business.
This is that new movie that came out.
Just for us. Enjoy some blues.
What the hell you know about the blues?
Eat
Can't
delicious
remember the
food.
name of it.
What's in the jar? Pickle garlic.
And get as horny as you want. There is no limit. Seriously,
Oh,
people are horny here.
damn.
This shindig is brought to you by the Smokestack Twins, back in town from the Windy City.
Charles supposed to be in Chicago working for Capone.
Everyone's invited. Well, almost everyone. On a night like this, you never know who might come a-knocking.
You're the devil. Ain't you?
Not quite, but close enough.
Huh.
This Irish mofo's a vampire. And when you've got
Oh,
vamps,
it's a
there's only
vampire
one thing
movie.
to do.
They gotta be killed one by one.
This week, dance with the devil and watch one of the best films of the year in Sinners.
Sinners, that's the name of the movie. Okay, can't wait for that. Alright, everyone, that's going to be the end of this. Link will be in the description below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see all of you next time. Until then, this is Fox signing out. Peace.